Okay, I want to break down this fight. I'm going to talk about path to victory for Arman Tsarukyan. Is it even possible for him to get the win over pound for pound number one, Islam Makhachev? This guy is, without a doubt, the best fighter in the world. He is very good in the grappling, very good in the feet, in the striking, and he is completely relentless. Stamina and all that. This guy is the full package. And for me, he is pound for pound number one. If you look at the body of work, if you look at the elite competition that this guy has been putting away, finishing people, uh, he is completely undeniable and relentless. So Arman Tsarukyan, this guy is also very good. Overall, I think similar fighter to Makhachev, but just Makhachev, I think, does everything a little bit better than Arman Tsarukyan. I think better grappling, better stamina, better fight IQ, and also better striking, in my opinion. Arman Tsarukyan has a little bit of more variety in the kicks, and it's going to be interesting to see this fight how, after a couple of years, how these guys will approach this fight. So I watched Arman Tsarukyan several fights. Actually, I watched the Mateusz Gamrot 3 or 4 times. I also watched their first fight, Islam Makhachev and Tsarukyan. I watched it 2 or 3 times as well. And in my opinion, I think Arman Tsarukyan lacks a little bit of fight IQ in the octagon. Against Mateusz Gamrot, he was ego wrestling him, trying to take him down. And I think for me, he completely got dominated by Mateusz Gamrot in the scrambles, in the wrestling, and in the overall grappling session. So for me, I think lacking a little bit in that department. But still, I think for Islam Makhachev, this is not going to be easy. I think this is going to be the hardest fight for Islam Makhachev because both these guys are very similar fighters and stylistically they negate each other. I don't think Makhachev is going to be able to take Arman Tsarukyan down and hold him down as easily. So possibly this fight in the first 2 rounds, I think it's going to be a grappling fight, and in the third, fourth, and fifth, it's going to be on the feet. So in the first fight, I was actually surprised because Arman Tsarukyan was actually the one initiating the takedowns. And this is what I say about a little bit of a lower fight IQ. He needs to, for him in this fight, I think he needs to, for path to victory, he's going to need to take this fight on the feet. He needs to stop Makhachev, in my opinion. There is no other way because taking him to a decision is not going to end well because, like I said, Islam is better everywhere. So he's not going to need a stoppage. He needs to bring something new, something creative in the second fight, and he needs to surprise Makhachev basically. So for me, I think Makhachev not as invincible. He's not Habib Nurmagomedov. Uh, so in terms of invincibility, no, I think this guy can get knocked out. He can get finished. Uh, We've seen it against Volkanovski in the first fight. We've seen him get caught several times against Dustin Poirier. He got severely caught. And if he gets cut early in this fight, it might be some big, big trouble. So in terms of pound for pound number one and the overall skill, Makhachev is not even questionable. This guy's undeniable. But for me, I think there are some things that can happen in this fight. Tsarukyan very dangerous, and he completely negates Islam Makhachev stylistically. So he's not going to impose the direction of this fight. And I think, like I said, in the first 2 rounds, these two guys are going to grapple a little bit. They're going to hold positions, and they're going to be in the clinch. And then third, fourth, and fifth, it's going to be standing. So for me, Tsarukyan needs to bring something creative, and he needs to stop Makhachev in order to win this fight. This is the only path to victory because in the scrambles, I think Islam wins. I think on the feet, if it's a more technical fight, I think Islam wins as well because for me, a little bit better of a boxer. Tsarukyan has kick variety, and like I said, the element of surprise, something needs to be brought into this fight, or else it's not going to be looking good. Because the only logical pick for this fight I think, is Islam Makhachev winning on decision. It's not going to be easy for Makhachev because this is going to be his hardest fight. Tsarukyan, not easy to finish. Against Charles Oliveira, got caught in several difficult situations, almost got submitted, but this just shows that he's able to survive. He's very resilient and he can get himself out of difficult situations. I think he also got rocked in one of his fights, Tsarukyan. And so I think in terms of what this guy brings in, uh, I think he's a little bit stronger than Makhachev, to be honest. I think better kick variety, uh, younger as well, and the stamina, I think probably on the same level. These two guys, very similar, just Islam Makhachev a little bit better overall in everything he does. So I think this is Islam Makhachev's fight to lose. He needs to just impose his will and he needs to dictate this fight and not get finished. Not get finished. Uh, Tsarukyan, I think, brings in a little bit more power. So he's, I think, even more resilient than Makhachev. Not easy to finish. And like I said, but for me, an official pick, I have to go with Makhachev. But there is a clear path to victory for Tsarukyan. He just needs to negate everything Makhachev tries to impose. If he tries to impose the clinch, the grappling, Tsarukyan can negate all that. And he just needs to bring something in the stand up. He needs to bring something on the feet. He needs to bring a kick, a combination, a something. He needs to knock Makhachev out. And I think 25-30% chances I would give for Tsarukyan to win this fight. It's going to be the hardest just because of the stylistic matchup. And if Makhachev wins this, he is without a doubt the best lightweight in the history and a couple of ST fighters on his resume. And he would there will be no denial that this guy's pound for pound number one. So I think very important fight for both these guys. If Makhachev wins, I think he can eye a potential welterweight fight and probably even try and chase the GOAT status, maybe in the top five of the GOAT status list. It is, I think, achievable. So it's going to be an interesting fight. And for me, like I said, official pick is going to be Islam Makhachev. I've already made a breakdown video for Jamal Hill and Yuri Prohaska. I picked Hill. And I'm going to also make a video breakdown for the Umar and the Merab Valishvili fight. Spoiler alert, I'm going to pick Merab for this fight and I'm going to explain why. So thank you all for watching the video and enjoy.